Hi friends, how are you? Ooh, all right from the beginning, come on.
After all, what was I born for? You can't go back and there's no fast forward. Something that I can finally move toward. After all, what was I born for?
Hi friends, how are you? So we're about to dive into episode 5 of A Place Further Than the Universe. I was trying to figure out, I was like, wait, what episode are we on? Right, we're on episode 5. Because we're kind of laid back camp, but then we're kind of the same track. For those of you who only watch my A Place Further Than the Universe videos, you're probably very confused. It's like, why are we suddenly in a very different room? Well, I am in my internship in New York. I actually just finished my first day. I'm very, very tired. Very tired. Tomorrow is just paperwork day, so I don't have to go in, which is great. But then, of course, like full speed ahead after that. It's just like, yeah, you get your brief break right at the very, very, very beginning, and then so I can just take advantage of that while I can. I'm in the apartment that I'm pretty much subletting. I'm in my room, which is just nice to have my own room. And so that's why it looks different. Also, because I don't have my desktop stuff, that's why the camera's back to eye level, and which also makes it a little bit actually harder for me to edit. So sometimes I pause during the halfway point, and I probably still will. And especially because it's very easy to do so on Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll, at least the version my brother has, doesn't have any ads, which is very, very nice. This episode is titled Dear My Friend. I don't really know anything about it, but we do know that for Kimmery, our main girl, her mom says she has to have really, really good grades or she can't go. But of course, in the meantime, while she's doing that, she has to be able to save up money so that way she can at least pay to go. Because, like, great, cool, if you have good grades, you can go. But if you don't have the money to go, you can't go. And so there's all that. And the girls are going kind of their quick kind of version of training. We do see that Kimmery's best friend's probably feeling a little left out and a little kind of sad because her friend is, running off and spending all this time with these girls she doesn't even know, and she's not spending time with her. Not that she's being selfish, but I'm sure that'll come up before she heads off. This title is episode Dear My Friend, so maybe this is when the scene takes place, or maybe it takes place later on in the series when she comes back after her time in the Antarctic. I don't really know yet, but I do know there's a scene between her and her friend. I just don't know where it is, and I don't know the exact details, I just know there is one. Other than that, there's really nothing else to say. This series is very cute. I can see why it's like, hey, if you like Eurocamp, you might like this. But also, it's just, except for like the girls and the outdoors kind of thing, there's really not much similarities between the characters in the show. The districts are different. The way that Japan is being shown in these episodes seems a bit more kind of realistic, in the sense that we see some kind of dingier places. We see, some schools that might be sort of a lower cost of living, are just a little bit poorer than some of the other districts or precincts are. We also see kind of how busy some of the cities are. Even if it's not Tokyo, it's still busy. And, there's this beautiful bright lights, but you have all these kind of dirty, like, small alleyways as well. So it's kind of interesting where Layback Camp is kind of, they're in, not, that's maybe a small town, maybe not, but it's just kind of like cute and sweet and fluffy. Even the more serious moments, which are not very often, are very fluffy, but this show is, we have very flawed characters right from the beginning with some grating aspects in their personality. We have a loss and some other issues right from the beginning. So right tonally, it is vastly different from the show in terms of a sweet-ish, slice of lifey, girl-led show. And I have yet to, there are shows that are easy to compare, but I've yet to have a show like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like so-and-so. It feels like the same vibe, all this and that. So maybe I might feel that way about Mob Psycho and One Punch Man in terms of this, because it's the same artist and writer, but at the same time, I have a very sneaking suspicion it's not going to be similar at all. Very different characters, very different aspects of it. But the point, besides the point, the show is very cute, it's sweet, but it's also very different. And I like the main characters. I'm getting the names down. I've got I've got uh Hinika. Oh my gosh. I'll write her name down. I know I have her name down. I do. Hinata. I have Hinata down because her name is easy to remember. Kimori, which is really kind of her nickname. Shirase is the black haired girl. Izuki, I think, maybe is the other girl, the talented actress. So I think so. It takes me a while to sometimes get names down, but especially if I don't watch it consistently, it's like in spurts. As besides the point. The point is you're watching on YouTube, there's no sound, partial image keeps the copyright monsters mostly at bay. There's a countdown timer if you want to follow along. Without further ado, let's dive in. Mm. It's kind of cool that the professor brought them forward. Oh no, what's she gonna say? A little behind the back fist bump. That's cute. Some people don't care, some people do. This is gonna focus on the best friends. Nice. Aww, little sand, little boat. Oh, that's how she views herself. She felt like she was taking care of her. It's very, very cute. Alright, sorry guys. I'll edit it out, but I just need to take a little bit of my dinner. I know. I do this more often than I should. I am glad that we are focusing on. This is still loud. I am glad that we are we are focusing on the best friend because we've been watching her through. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, alright. We've been watching her through the course of pretty much the. Well, I guess the past 2 episodes really, but I would think even the past 3, seeing her kind of struggle with Cameron just going and going off and doing this thing and latching on to the stranger and kind of going, yes, I'm going to go, I'm not going to waste my life. So I don't know if she's feels like she's losing that big sisterly because her little sister is growing up and kind of becoming a bit more mature in a strange way, or if it's, being left out, or maybe both. We'll see. Cool. Penguin Manju. Come on, Shirase. She just cannot handle being in front of a. That's cute. Shirase just like she cannot handle being in front of a camera. No, please don't. It's just for articulation purposes. It's true. She kind of has. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of scary. So it is kind of this interesting flip between. I always thought Shiraz was kind of funny between being a teenager and being so hardcore and goofball. Obviously, Japanese trains are not the same kind of, I would say, level that Subway is, but actually, it hasn't been too terrifying riding the Subway. Once you gotta figure out which trains to take, it's kind of easy, which is nice. Of course, I've only been taking it like a few times, so I'm sure it'll start. I'm sure they'll reach moments where it gets frustrating. I gotta focus. I'm always just like, okay, where is that in pounds? Like, double it, then add a little bit. She's like, gosh, she's still light, a little over 100 pounds. Or like 90 some odd pounds. She's still light. I know, it's a huge mess. Oh, that's really good that her sister's kind of helping her. Sometimes you need that. You definitely don't need that or that. She's right. It's a good little sister. Yeah. They'll have their own cooking utensils there. Relax. Because it's an adult thing. You need to be responsible. Yeah. Is that a proper translation of adulting, or is that a new thing? You're not bringing that, I'll say that much. Your, I guess, messy room. Probably been like over a decade since then. It's an old game station. Oh, 3 years. Wow. Yeah, it works. She does. I told you she does. Yuzuki, yeah. Hey, your best friend does listen now, that's for sure. Why is she such a pessimist? It's not working anymore. What is going on with her? I know you didn't say much. I'm sorry about that. I'm just like, Mari-chan is she's so jealous. That's gotta be what it is, right? Was she jealous of her relationship with the girls, or is she jealous of that she's going, or that she can't be the big sister anymore? Guess we'll see. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, the girls who wanted to be friends, but then like really just pretended. Okay, we reached the halfway point. All right, I'm gonna pause here because we reached the halfway point. So Mari-chan, very, very jealous, very obvious. I mean, my goodness, she's just. I mean, even to the point where she was petty enough just to unplug her game so she wouldn't win. But interesting that little flashback there when she goes, when she was being pessimistic for whatever reason, and then it worked on Kimuri. She was like, "Oh yeah, good point." But now it doesn't work anymore because she is going. She's going. She has the money. She has the approval from her mom because her grades turned out well. So she's going. So it's clearly there's a jealousy here. But I can't place if it's a jealousy of her relationship with the girls, and clearly she listens really well because she has all that information down, or she's jealous that her friend is actually accomplishing something separate from her, that she's not really the little sister anymore, that she's kind of learning to grow a little bit, oddly enough with the help of Kimuri's little sister. It's very funny. The little sister has a good head on her head, good head on her shoulders. But it is good to like pack your stuff initially, and then before you go, like go back through your stuff. Because when I was packing for New York, I was like my books. I was gonna bring so many books, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't need this. 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 So I ended up putting some clothes away, but usually I ended up putting a lot of books back. Because I was like, I'm not gonna read these. I'm not gonna have time. So it's good to do that every so often. It's good to have sometimes another person sitting with you, kind of helps you a little bit. But yeah, Mari is very jealous. I'm just trying to figure out really her true motivations for that jealousy. Yeah. Now she's getting all this attention from these other people. But she still loves her best friend. I mean, her best friend's still her best friend. She's only gone for a little while. Oh, putting shit. Hmm. Is that a garden? Oh, that's pretty. Is it or is it her? Who? Why is she trying to bring her down? Ew. It's not people, it's her friend. She's really trying to make her not go. Mega-chan. Wow, she's like protective over her. Yeah, but now it's about somebody else that she cares about. And that's pretty cool like this. It is wrong. She has such a good head on her shoulders. It's pretty cool. Do they actually get liquor or they get something else? Oh no, sodas. Yeah, they will. Okay, it is apparently a big thing. I've never actually been to karaoke either. That'd be really fun or terrifying. It's cool you can reserve rooms like this, so you're not irritating other people. It's interesting they do this more often than not. Oh. What a great reaction. I'm so glad I was not there. That's cute. It's true. Mm. Mm-mm. Hmm. Ah, now we're getting to the center of things. Good girl. In high school, perfect time to change something like that. You could change something like that in high school, but in your 20s. 20s can be kind of difficult. We're experiencing this quite a bit in the episode where the characters sound like they cut themselves off. It's weird. Oh, Dad's home. That's why they're surprised. Oh wow, she's getting full works today. Good for her. Oh, she's telling you to come and hang out. Did she? And now she gets to go. Mm. Now she leaves. That was me this morning, like, ugh, but I need to get to work on time. And then basically, once you're kind of up, you're just sort of like, you're pretty good. Always washing the face. Washing the face really does wake you up. Oh, I'm out. Oh. dad's blubbering. He's the so soft emotional one of the couple. It's so cute. It can be scary going to a new place, especially if place is dangerous as Antarctica can be. Ooh. Oh, this is the scene that I kind of saw like images of. What? What is this weirdness? What? It was her. She's pretty sucky. Why would she do this? They are idiots. We've established this. Ah, this is nice. This is a really nice scene. Not that really great of a friend then, huh? Oh, look at those tears. And her guilt was just like racking up and up and up. She had to tell her before she left. Oh. So in the end, she was actually relying on her, not vice versa. She. Oh, that was her grandmother there at the. Oh, your mom's not going with her. Just strange interaction. Very poetic. I like it. So that was actually kind of nice. Kind of that thing where she goes like, "Oh, cool, we're getting like extra scenes." I love that. I always love when they do that in animes. Oh well, except for that moment. That was normal outro. But yeah, that was good though. That she kind of, you know, I didn't even think about like who told her mom and all that. It just didn't really quite register with me like who had told her. So it's good that she Mega-chan fessed up before she left. But it's interesting to kind of think about, it's when I kind of looking at the relationship, Kumari views, she says, "Oh, I'm using you as a crutch." She's saying, whereas in reality, Megu was using Kimberly as a crutch to feel better, to be more adult, for whatever reason it might be. And then her friend finally just didn't need her really anymore. Not that she needed her to begin with, but through Shiraz and Hinata and Yuzuki, she kind of bursted forth, just like this episode mentioned. And once the dam breaks, you can't stop the water. It's gonna keep coming and coming and coming. So it's just this force that's just, there's no stopping it. So funny enough, Kimura became an unstoppable force, which means there was no immovable object. Ooh, I love me a good post-credit scene. Okay, that was weird. Let's talk about this episode. That was actually a really, really sweet episode. It was also a very neat one where kind of everything that was blue and not in Mega-chan really came out. And so I never experienced friendships like that one in particular, but I do know of girls who have relationships like that, where their best friends aren't because they have something in common or they really like each other, but is that one is relying on the other, and so one may be using the other to feel better, and thus turning the one that's being used thinks they're the one who's being the crutch. And so I've never experienced those relationships, but I have heard of them and kind of, I don't know, witnessed any, but I have heard of those relationships. So there are girl friendships. I don't know if boy friendships can really, I don't know if they can go that direction, emotionally speaking, but I know girl ones definitely do. And so that was really good that she confessed and kind of got that out in the open and apologized and sort of just, was like, I've been so horrible, so we're ending this friendship because I've been horrible to you, and so I need to let you go and I need to walk away. So it was very dramatic because we're breaking up, but it was very cute of Kimura to go, it's not happening. Yes, the first parts of our friendship to a point reached a very bad part, but then when she comes back, they'll be able to work through that, and they'll be okay, which is great. And so that was the images that I seen. So I knew that scene was coming, I just didn't know what episode and the exact details. That was very cute and very sad, but it was very sweet. So that was really good on her and mature for her to be able to just, fess up and be like, okay, she can't tear out on her friend or 10 friends doing amazing things and actually going out and achieving something, and it's kind of, out of jealousy was just, and other reasons, of course, that we saw was tearing her down. But it wasn't working anymore, which is great. Also, more episodes I see, the more I love Hinata. There's not one aspect of her personality yet that I have encountered that I just don't like. Shirasik is like, sometimes I'm like, this girl irritates me, and sometimes I'm like, she's like a little baby. Kimri is a character that I think is meant to grow on you, and as she grows, which I think is really what's happening. Yuzuki is really cute, but I really have no strong opinions about her. She's nice, but I also don't dislike her, but she's not my favorite. Hinata, so far, is my favorite. She is the bee's knees. She's awesome. I really adore her so much, and kind of the way she thinks is kind of reminds me of the way people end up thinking when they, like, the way she's, like, her thought process and stuff usually either comes about if a kid's raised a certain way, or when you're a little bit older and you kind of reach this point where it's like, okay, this is ridiculous, like, you can't control these certain things. So the fact that she has reached that point at her age is a reminder of that she kind of has lived a very somewhat unfortunate life, but at the same time she's kind of made great things out of it, and she's going to accomplish something cool. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool to say, like, hey, I went to Antarctica. That's amazing. That's like very, very tiny, itty bitty amount of people can ever say they've been. That's pretty cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry about a little bit of eating there. I just didn't take a couple bites and that was okay. Share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.